Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
No, guys, there's nothing to see here on this whole Joe Biden thing. Don't worry about it. He was fine. The auto pen's not a big deal. Don't worry about that. Oh, yeah, by the way, his former White House physician, Kevin O'Connor, invoked the 5th Amendment, which, by the way, that's one amendment for every feet tall this guy is. Have you seen him? He's very short. I was like, what in the world's going on here? When they hired him, they were like, oop-ba, oop-ba, oop-ba-dee. No, I'm sorry. Anyway, moving on. The House Oversight Committee interview investigating an alleged cover-up of former President Joe Biden's mental and physical decline. Yeah, they were not too happy about this. So now there's speculation about what was going on here, what the doctor's role was. You plead the 5th, people are going to think you've done something wrong. And trust me, you don't want to talk to Congress, they're going to think you've done something wrong. That's how the game is played. And when Trump's people didn't want to talk to Congress, that's exactly what they assumed as well. So speculate away, my friends. Speculate away.
Number 6.
We've talked about libraries in Alabama, but Fairhope continues to want to be a bit of an outlier in all of this. They're like, oh, we'll lose our funding. We don't care. We're gonna put porn books in the library for kids to read. Yeah, but your library's going to get shut down. Oh, yeah? Well, kids will get porn. Like, weird hill to die on. But some people have decided that is the hill that they do, in fact, wish to die on. Now, it's a mistake. It's a problem. I don't think it's a good idea. But they are continuing to do this. And now members of the city council, people who are running for those seats, have decided that they're going to speak out on this. And almost all of the ones running for city council seats have said it's time for them to fix this problem, get the inappropriate books out. But one individual seems to kind of timidly be supporting the actions of the library staff as if they're infallible. No, they work for the people and they've got to do the right thing. In this case, they're not. Big mistake to support that.
Number 5.
Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall is advocating for a murder trial against former Decatur police officer Mac Marquette to continue. He does not want the stand your ground law to be put in place here and protect Marquette from this trial. A earlier judge in this case said no, that rule doesn't apply here. An appeals court is hearing this case. And Steve Marshall has weighed in and said, look, this should go to trial. This should go to trial and it should play itself out. The Attorney General's brief did not contest that Marquette feared for his life. He argued that witnesses in a pretrial hearing failed to establish that he was at Perkins' house on a legitimate police duty and therefore remain open to questions regarding he had a legal right to be there. So we're still arguing over whether it was bad police work that led to this. I would argue, I think we all know that is the case. Is it murder? No.
Number 4.
U.S. Representative Gary Palmer, very bullish on his Republican colleagues' chances in 2026. And I think he said something which is actually really, really funny. He said GOP majorities will increase because, quote, the Democrat policies are so stupid. And during this interview, he made the point that the One Beautiful Bill, illegal immigration, stopping Iran's threat of nuclear weapons are all things that the American people are generally going to be in favor of, and stupid things that they're pushing, but not going to work. Like, if they'd gotten their way, there'd been a $4 trillion tax increase starting January 1st. And so they wanted to impose a $4 trillion tax increase on the American people. I think if we get out and talk frankly and honestly about what we're doing, the public's going to be with us. So that seems to be his framing. Again, I think he's correct on the Iran thing, too. I think the people will get behind that, too.
Number 3.
I'm starting to hear from NASA people. Heard this before, and I think we talked about it earlier this week, but it looks like it is coming to fruition. Over 2,000 senior staff at NASA are set to leave the agency under a cost-cutting push. They sort of frame this like they're quitting, but it also kind of looks like they're being pushed out. So it looks like 2,145 senior-ranking NASA employees are set to leave under the move to shed staff. 279 individuals at a Marshall Space Flight Center here in Alabama will be gone. Looks like it's time to get promoted if you're working at Marshall. I mean, that seems to be one of the things, but this is not something that people want to see. They do not want to see a bunch of agency staff being cut. In some instances, they're aligned with the White House. Other times, they're quitting because they don't like what's happening. Just a lot of upheaval in that agency.
Number 2.
Governor-elect Coach U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville is encouraging ICE agents, and I want to make sure I get this, to shoot back. Now, that's all that the media is going to focus on. He's suggesting that they get violent with people. But he said, and this is an important thing, he's talking about self-defense and how they are justified in defending themselves. And it's very clear that people don't seem to understand this because a lot of people are mad about what he said. He said they have the right to shoot back. Okay? They want to run over law and order. They want social justice people running our police departments. That's not going to happen. I'm all for ICE. If you don't defend yourself, if you need to defend yourself, shoot back. Do not take this from these people. Do not take it from the Democrats. We have to take our country and our neighborhood back. That's Tuberville saying that. Those quotes are going to draw some fire, but once again, he's right.
Now, time for the number 1 thing you'll be talking about today.
We have seen the media and our Democrats continue their strange accusations that Donald Trump caused the flood in Texas. It makes no sense. It's TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, on steroids. It's embarrassing. That's not even the worst part, though. There are other individuals saying that they're glad these kids are dead, that we shouldn't look for them because they're white. Just all sorts of crazy, hateful rhetoric being spewed by a bunch of lunatics who just cannot get politics out of their brain ever. If you see a bunch of children being swept away, over 120 dead, 170 more missing, and your response is, yeah, well, they deport people, so screw them. I'm not sure I think that your mind's in a good place. But either way, they blame climate change. They blame Trump. They blame some of the right are claiming that it's cloud seeding, just other silly nonsense. Alabama United States Senator Katie Britt, she took to Fox News and called for national unity after the floods and said there's no reason for us to be blaming this on various policies, and we need to be focusing on the recovery, especially when those accusations are just silly and nonsensical. I'm paraphrasing. That's not her exact words. But she called for people to come together as opposed to pointing fingers and trying to blame each other. How do you blame someone for a natural disaster? I don't get it. I don't get it. This is insane. I mean, as if Donald Trump was like, Kerr County, Texas, screw those guys. Like that was something he said 2 weeks ago. I just don't think that's the case. This isn't a situation where we can even look at something like New Orleans, where the levees were not up to snuff. This is not that situation. And even that's a local issue, but forget about all that for a second. This is not even close to that issue, but they're trying their best to kind of frame it as something similar and saying that the Trump administration had done something wrong. But you know something you're not hearing? Yeah, you're not hearing something that normally comes out of disasters, and it's we're not getting enough help. You're not hearing any of that. We're hearing a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking about the how this could have been prevented, and I guess that's by changing the weather. I don't understand that, but you're not hearing a lot of we're not getting enough help. You're definitely not hearing that, and that's usually what follows these storms. This is what happened in North Carolina recently as well. So it's good to hear that we're not hearing that, because it would be a kind of a silly thing. The people in Texas seem to be very appreciative of the help they are getting, and they also find themselves being responded to by the President of the United States, who will be visiting down there here relatively soon.
Get WVNN's Dale Jackson's 7 Things You Should Be Talking About Today right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.